For those that don't know you, give us a little rundown, a little summary of who Marky is.
So Marky Lemons-Ryhal is a proud Chicago fifth generation entrepreneur. I've been gainfully self-employed since the tender age of 10 when I asked for one too many pair of designer jeans and I had to start selling snow cones in front of one of our restaurants. And at a very early age, I understood the power of having your own money. And my mother made me create a list of my needs versus my wants. And she made me take care of my needs before my wants. So imagine being 10 years old and learning that and being gainfully self-employed, a little boss lady I was, and I was quite bossy. Today, I am a real estate keynote speaker, 6-time international best-selling author, and the podcast host of Drive with NAR, the podcast of the National Association of Realtors. So this year, I will spend 106 nights on the road working for real estate associations, banks, title companies, and franchises. And we were talking before we hit record, and we both love what we do. We get to tell people no, because we have a business plan. So I'm loving life.
I love it. I love it. Well, we had crossed paths in California, and I was on a group call in Clubhouse, and one of my dear friends, Connie, calling from Toronto, she's a real estate agent in Toronto, talked about a class or a webinar that she had attended that you conducted, and she could not stop raving about, this Marky. She was amazing and everything that you talked about. And I was like, you know what? I haven't had the opportunity to connect with her, and I need to reconnect. And I was like, let me just reach out to her. So I reached out, and I'm so excited that you're here today. Tell me, what are you excited about right now?
What I am excited about is committing to being an active, lifelong learner, as you are, right? When you start thinking about Instagram, they did not teach us about these tools, right? Ever before. And so oftentimes we're questioning what we could have done better in our past in order to be ready for today. And let me say, absolutely nothing. Because these tools are new. It is not us. We could not have prepared for these tools. So back the first week of December 2022, I hear Gary Vee and Charlene Johnson, another, mid-age rock star, talking about ChatGPT. And I embraced it. And instantly I was like, oh, this is a phenomenal business tool since I've worked now 43 years, right? And I'm like, oh, I want to dominate this space. This is a decision I made within the first 30 days. And so now I'm talking about how are we going to leverage artificial intelligence? And when I say leveraging it, I want people to know that within 6 months, I had increased my productivity by 261%. And I had also increased my monthly income by 283%. Because we now all have the opportunity to automate redundant tasks. And one thing my 27-year-old son told me, he says, Mom, being successful in real estate is often about doing boring things consistently, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, he had to adjust his personality because that is 100% correct. So all of those boring tasks, the things that you absolutely don't like to do, we have the ability now to automate that and make it look and sound like us. And it's not for everyone. A lot of people are telling me, hey, they don't want to use it. They're scared to use it. And I'm 100% okay with that. But I am personally seeing its long-term impact very quickly to getting me to my goal, and that is to be financially eligible to retire on July the 31st, 2033, at the age of 63, whether I retire or not. I want to be financially eligible to retire. And because of artificial intelligence, I know that that goal is cemented now. Now, I just want to say this, Glenda. I did marry right. I'm not going to say I married well, but I did marry right. So that is also the day, because I don't want people to be confused, that my railroad spousal funded pension plan monthly check will hit. So it's already guaranteed. The question now is, what type of style and grace do I get to do it?
Yeah. I mean, it's the truth. And as realtors, we don't have a retirement plan. We don't
No.
have a pension plan. We are out there hustling every day, and it is an eat what you kill job. And so many agents are intimidated by artificial intelligence that it's going to diminish their value, that it's going to take their job away. And it's very funny because I talked to Zachary Burr Abel, who is the Monkey Miles guy on TikTok and Instagram. And he talked about when COVID hit, people didn't travel. And that was his whole deal. And he said, you know what? People are going to start traveling again. And he just leaned in further. And it sounds like to me, that's exactly the prescription you're writing for real estate agents is don't be afraid, lean in further, figure out how it can help you.
Exactly. And also on July the 31st, 2033, I am going to throw the world's largest realtor retirement party because in my 24 years, I've not had the opportunity to attend one. We don't have to work harder. And we are a industry where the average age it toggles between 53 and 56. That means that we have an older population of people. What I am not going to do is relinquish market share to the next generation or allow another company to use me with a tool that I have the opportunity to use myself. And so my mindset has been set on that aspect of the business, which is why I started using technology back in 2006. So I'm not none of us in our age bracket were born and raised with technology. But even in 2006, when the 2006 profile of buyers and sellers came out from the National Association of Realtors, and I'm looking at the numbers, I'm like, oh, girl, you better leverage you some technology in your business. If not, the older you get, the harder it will become. And I'm sitting and I'm looking in the eyes of realtors who have yet to embrace technology, and I can look and tell it's hard. They're not smiling, happy like I am. Okay, they're looking mean and disgruntled because they've not embraced these tools. And they'll tell you in a minute, well, the way I do business, yep, it's harder, it's unnecessary. And what I want to know is what's your annual contribution to yourself and your Roth IRA, because I get to max out because I'm using technology. I'm not confused about it. And they don't have the retirement. So we can't argue about these tools if you don't have any money set aside for your future, for when you don't feel like getting out the bed. And even now, there are days we just want to lay there.
Yeah. Well, and the thing about it is that it learning and staying a constant learner really gives you the opportunity and the freedom to do what you want to do. And I look at AI and I'm not afraid of it. I am happy as a pig in a puddle because just like you, I think that it's going to help my efficiency. I think that I'm going to be able to literally work smarter than ever before. And, for me, I just think so many agents that are just not, they're just like, it's going to go away. And I'm like, you've lost your mind.
Absolutely. But they're scared. And this is what I want people to consider. Everything that AI, when we think about what can it do, right? Its capabilities in a negative light. The internet was already doing that before artificial intelligence. So the internet is the dangerous place because artificial intelligence is trained on everything that is on the internet. And so can it give us erroneous information? Yes, because there's erroneous information already on the internet. Can it violate fair housing rules? Yes, because we're already violating fair housing on the internet. And so It is trained on all things that already exist. Now, what it can do is be more efficient at doing it. But we were having phishing attacks. We were having cybersecurity was an issue well before we started. I would say public access occurred because we've been AI now for at least a decade. I know for a fact that I started using Grammarly on September the 13th, 2015. Grammarly is artificial intelligence. I know that I was already using Otter.ai as a plugin on my Zoom meetings so that it could do audio to text transcriptions for podcasts. Well, not for podcasts, but for my blog post and my email. I've been using that plugin since 2019. So now I'm aware that, I've been using AI, but these companies are charging me for it. Grammarly charges me for it. Otter charges me for it, right? And so we have a choice that we get to make. Are we going to be used by others for their monetary gain? Or as entrepreneurs, do we use these tools in order to increase our income and also increase our return on investment and our return on time invested? And we have the opportunity to do that right now, can do it for free. And if we were to allocate a budget, $100 to $200 per month, we can increase our earnings substantially at the absolute lowest cost.
I love it. I love, love, love it.